Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to talk about the best scorers in this year's NBA draft in no particular order. So I want to get right into today's video. And before we start, I want to hear your comments down below. Who is the best scorer in your opinion, or who's your top five? This is about like 10 players at least, I think I have. So let's get into it. No particular order. Hit that like and subscribe button. Best scoring prospect in this year's NBA draft. Obviously, Cade Cunningham, the consensus number one player in this year's draft. He's a 6'8" shot maker who can handle the ball and create plays for others, and he's basically the perfect archetype for the modern NBA. And you know, Cunningham doesn't just fit the role, he is perfect for it. And Cunningham is really a true bucket getter, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor. He just finds a way to do it. He can do it in transition, pull up from 30 feet out, and then just go back and just even beat you with his first step or a jab, and then just go all the way to the rack, where he can post up and do a fadeaway. And he's a guy that is so smart at using ball screens, and he has like such high basketball IQ, processing information rapidly, reading defenses, and instantly find the easiest way to the hoop for an easy look. And this is why he's going to be scoring a whole lot of points from day one in the league. And we want to get into the next guy, Jaylen Green, the G League and Ignite alumni. And Jaylen Green is just lightning. Okay, he's electricity. And he has so much speed. He has tantalizing dribble moves, and he just explodes his way towards the rim while getting into the paint with ease. And since he was a high school freshman, people knew Green had NBA athleticism. And in the G League Ignite program, he showed that he also has an NBA offensive game that's going to thrive. He's a guy that's perfect for the modern day shooting guard position with solid 3-point stroke if, 37% while he was in the G League bubble. And he's 6'6", 175 pounds, so he can actually be capable of playing small ball three. And his slashing ability is another reason why I do think he can play some wing position, because he's such a good slasher, such a good off-ball player, and he has the skill to create offense on the second side of the floor whenever the ball gets reversed. And he's just projected to be an NBA scorer from day one. The fact that he can play off ball and use his athleticism to score off cuts or knock down threes or get buckets on his own with a straight line drive or a step back jumper, yeah, he still needs some refinements, but he checks every box for a draft prospect coming into the NBA as a future 20-point scorer. Next, James Bouknight. I used to say James Bouknight, but people have been telling me it's James Bouknight, so thank you for that. He's a 6'5" guard, 190 pounds. He's another guy I think with the modern NBA, he could play some small ball three. And he has been rising. He's a shooting guard whose number one skill is scoring. He's so crafty. He's the kind of player who thrives with just breaking down and making defensive scrambles with his intelligence. He's just such a good handler of the ball and has such good vision. He's always keeping his dribble alive, even when like chaos is developing around him, and he just always looks to keep it going, like his dribble going. He never picks up the ball, and he just looks for daylight, and he just gets the rim and converts. His craftiness inside is evident by 62.7% he shot at the rim and 53.8% he shot on floaters via synergy, and both of them were the best marks in the country. And most of his points come in the paint, and they're from layups and floaters. So he's showing that he's a 3-point shooter, and not a 3-point shooter. Like, he just needs to show that he is a 3-point shooter, because he hits 29% from three. But that's not bad. He's so good inside. He really looks like he could be a 3-level scorer. Now we got to get a center on this list, guys. Alperen Sengun. Tell me if I said that correct. Alperen Sengun is a guy I believe is the best offensive center. There's so much talk about all these guys: JT Thor, Kai Jones, Isaiah Jackson. You got Jericho Sims. You got, I'm blanking on Charles Bassey. All these guys who are really good defensive guys. But Alperen Sengun is the best on offense. And this big man, look, he's been on the NBA radar for a while, and he won the Turkish Super League MVP, averaging 19.2 points per game on 64.6% shooting. Okay, he is so efficient, and he's been compared to Jonas Valanciunas and Enes Kanter. The physicality to push around opponents and carve out space, but the soft hands to receive tough passes and finish around the shot block, the shot just at the low post. And whether it's design post off or dump off passes from driving guards, it doesn't matter. Sengun gets the ball near the hoop, and it's going to be trouble for defenses and whatever they try. He's an instant offensive option on the block, and scoring around the rim will mainly be his main focus, but he seems like he could be a stretch, like a stretch center, because he's an 81% free throw shooter. Now, another guard, Cam Thomas, 6'4", 210 pounds, and he finished his freshman year and he already like was scoring like a pro. 19 over 19 points, 20 points in 22 of his 19 games last year, including 10 straight games, 20 plus points. He's 19 years old. He averaged 23 points per game. Okay, he is able just to score all over the rack with ease, and it's not only his jump shot. The problem with him is he can go a little streaky, but he's got a great layup package, and that isn't affected by his hot coldness. It's really his 3-point shot. But he's best used when he's going out of ball screens, and he has a bunch of dribble moves and uses his athleticism to change pace, get defenders off balance, and burst to the rim. And his best is when he's going to the rim. And his jump shot isn't broken, but it's 32.5%. So really, he's so good inside and getting to the rim that if he can just get hot and continue being solid with his 3-point shot, he's going to be a phenomenal player. Obviously, this isn't a defensive video. We all know his problems on the defensive side. Now, Luka Garza is probably the second best offensive big man. He's a guy who can shoot it, score, and get offensive rebounds. And he had a great year. Okay, he's a guy who can be a stretch four, and he had a great season this past year. He's a good low post scorer. He has size. He's 243 pounds, 6'11", and he's an old school game, but he could maybe stretch it outside. Now, Max Abmas, tell me if I said that right. Abmas from Oral Roberts, 24.5 points. This cat can score. Great shooter from deep. He can hit NBA threes. He can score off the dribble. He's a great free throw shooter. He shot almost 90% at 89%. He's a guy who can put up points in a hurry. He can shoot and score the ball. He led the Division I basketball this past year with 24.6 points. And he led Oral Roberts to the 2021 NCAA tournament. Okay? And he had a shaky combine showing, but he's still a guy who's going to go in the second round. He's an agile, and he's just a great shooter. Now, we talk about Jalen Suggs, who, oh my God, he is such a talent, okay? He has terrific athleticism and power and explosion as a dunker. He has a great feel for the game. He is an attack-oriented guy, but also has a patient brand. And there isn't much holes. Sometimes he has some wild tendencies, but he is a guy who can score at every level, and he's just powerful and can attack the rim at ease, and you don't really see that. Now, my other guy that I love is Ayo Dosunmu. He, this past year, he's one of the best players in college. 20 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, while leading Illinois to the NCAA tournament. He's pro ready. His athleticism and the vision length that you want. He hit 39% under 100 attempts this past year, and he adds 34.5% on 300 plus 3-point attempts for his career. But that's because he has a wonky shot that can be fixed. But he is such a good, attacker at the rim. He can drive. I think he would be really good scorer off the bench. And next is, I'm a big fan of Bones Highland. He's a guy that people didn't really know about up until the combine. And he's a guy who's so good. He can just shoot from deep, NBA three-pointers with ease. He's a great off-ball scorer. I think he could be a really good, backup point guard or secondary ball handler. And he's a guy that's more of a combo guard with point guard-like skills. He's 6'3", 169 pounds. And, he's actually a good defender. So that's my list, guys. I want to hear your opinions. What do you guys think of the top scorers? That's it for me, guys. Puppies. Oh.